Respect. Everyone wants it, yet so few truly earn it. We live in an age where respect often feels like a currency traded on likes, followers, or fleeting recognition. But here's the truth: the Stoics knew 2,000 years ago. Respect cannot be demanded, bought, or faked. It must be cultivated. It must be lived. The question is, how? What does it really mean to live in a way that others look at you, not with fear, not with envy, but with genuine respect? Today, we'll explore the timeless Stoic blueprint for earning respect that endures. These are not tricks or social hacks. They are deeper, harder, more demanding principles. But if you take them seriously, you'll notice something remarkable. Respect will stop being something you chase, and it will become something you naturally attract. Let's begin. 1. Authenticity. Becoming real in a world of masks. The Stoics understood something we often forget. Respect begins with authenticity. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "Never value anything as profitable that compels you to break your word, lose your self-respect, or to hate any man." In other words, respect starts with self-respect, and self-respect starts with living truthfully. Think about our modern context. We live surrounded by curated images. Social media encourages us to wear masks: a polished Instagram life, a LinkedIn success story, a TikTok personality. Yet behind these masks, people are often crumbling. Anxiety, burnout, self-doubt. The Stoics would shake their heads. They would remind us, you cannot fool your own soul. Authenticity doesn't mean oversharing or blurting every thought. It means living in alignment with your values, not betraying yourself for applause. It means that the person you are in private is not fundamentally different from the person you are in public. And here lies the paradox. The less you perform for respect, the more respect you earn. Personal reflection. I've noticed in my own life that the people I respect most aren't flawless or polished. They're raw, consistent, and unapologetically themselves. You can feel when someone is grounded in their truth, and that grounding is magnetic. So ask yourself, am I building my life on masks or on truth? Because respect cannot cling to masks, it can only cling to reality. 2. Integrity, walking the talk. If authenticity is being real, integrity is being consistent. The Stoics were relentless about this. Epictetus warned his students not just to talk about philosophy, but to embody it. Seneca told Lucilius, "Philosophy teaches us to act, not to speak." In our time, integrity is perhaps rarer than ever. Politicians break promises casually. Influencers sell products they don't believe in. Leaders say one thing to their followers and another behind closed doors. And yet, every time integrity collapses, so does respect. Why? Because respect is built on trust, and trust is built on consistency. A practical Stoic exercise. At the end of each day, ask, did my actions reflect my principles? Write it down. Even if you fall short, the act of noticing sharpens your integrity muscle. I'll be blunt, without integrity, all else is wasted effort. You can be charismatic, talented, wealthy, but if people sense you betray your own words, respect evaporates. Respect doesn't come from perfection, it comes from consistency. 3. Restraint, power in self-mastery. One of the greatest illusions today is that respect comes from dominance, aggression, or control over others. The Stoics flipped that illusion on its head. True respect comes from control over yourself. Epictetus declared, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Think about moments you've lost control, snapping in anger, saying things you regret, letting envy poison your perspective. Did those moments earn you respect? Of course not. They might have intimidated people briefly, but intimidation is not respect. Now think of someone calm under pressure, the friend who doesn't escalate conflict, the leader who remains composed during crisis, the parent who responds with patience instead of rage. Don't we respect them instinctively? Stoic practices for restraint. The pause. In conflict, pause before reacting. Even 5 seconds can change everything. The fast. Practice voluntary restraint, not just in food, but in speech. Go a day with minimal talking, noticing how restraint strengthens presence. The journal. After conflicts, write, did I react or did I respond? Here's the paradox. Self-restraint doesn't make you weaker, it makes you formidable, because people sense this person cannot be shaken, and that presence demands respect. 4. Service, respect through contribution. Respect is never only about the self. The Stoics saw the individual as inseparable from the whole. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What does not benefit the hive is no benefit to the bee." We respect people not just for what they achieve, but for what they give. The quiet neighbor who checks on the elderly, the leader who sacrifices personal gain for team well being, the colleague who uplifts others instead of competing destructively. And here's the irony: those who chase respect rarely find it. Those who serve often find respect following them like a shadow. Practical ways to live this Stoic principle: perform invisible service, do something helpful each day without announcing it. Redefine success, measure it not by personal gain, but by how many others you've helped. Ask Marcus' question: does this action serve the whole? Respect grows deepest when people realize you are not just for yourself, you are for others. 5. Endurance. The silent test of character life will test you. This the Stoics guaranteed. Marcus endured wars and plague, Epictetus endured slavery and disability, Seneca endured exile and political manipulation. What made them respected across centuries was not that they avoided suffering, but that they bore it with dignity. Epictetus said, "Difficulties show what men are." Think of your own life. Who do you respect more? The person who crumbles at the first sign of struggle, or the one who keeps walking scarred but steady? Endurance is not about pretending pain doesn't exist. It's about refusing to let pain define you. Practical ways to cultivate Stoic endurance. Reframe. See each trial as training for your soul. Share with strength. Be open about struggles, but don't collapse into self-pity. People respect vulnerability balanced with resilience. Memorize Marcus' mantra: the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Respect here is not for your ease, it is for your perseverance. 6. Humility, the paradoxical magnet of respect. Now comes the paradox. Modern culture says to be respected, you must project dominance, confidence, superiority. But the Stoics knew humility is the true magnet of respect. Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the known world, reminded himself daily, "You are a soul carrying a corpse." Seneca warned, knowledge should never turn into pride. Why? Because arrogance repels. Humility attracts. When you admit mistakes, when you give credit to others, when you remember your smallness in the vast universe, people lean in. Not out of fear, but out of genuine respect. Practical humility training. Highlight others' contributions before your own. Keep a humility list. 3 things daily that remind you of your limitations. Reflect on cosmic scale. Your problems shrink when you remember you are a brief flicker in infinite time. Humility is not weakness, it is self-knowledge, and it earns a kind of respect louder than ego ever could. We've walked through the Stoic blueprint: authenticity, integrity, restraint, service, endurance, humility. Together, they reveal something profound. Respect is not seized, it is cultivated. Not demanded, but attracted. Our world tells us to chase attention, to market ourselves, to dominate others, to fight for recognition. The Stoics whisper a counter-truth. If you live with virtue, if you serve, if you master yourself, respect will follow naturally. Respect, then, is not the goal. It is the shadow cast by a life lived well. So here's your challenge. Don't chase respect this week. Instead, pick one Stoic principle: authenticity, integrity, restraint, service, endurance, or humility, and live it fully, quietly, consistently. Watch what happens. Slowly, without noise, people will begin to see you differently. They will begin to trust you. They will begin to respect you, not because you demanded it, but because you became someone worthy of it. That is the Stoic way.